Hi guys, so now it's time to go ahead and start designing our trading card that we're going to be using for our Greek god and goddess that we have been researching. So before we do anything, we just opened up Google Slides through our Google Drive. So the first thing I need you to do is to come up here to where it says Untitled Presentation, and I want you to type in your name, followed by a hyphen and then the name of your god or goddess. I'm just going to use Artemis for mine, and then I'm also going to put trading card. Okay, that way when you go and share this with me later or upload it into Google Classroom, we will already have the title for it in a format that I know who you are and what you've been researching, so I can put everything together in one location. I know many of you like to change your themes and everything when we first get started, but I want you to go ahead and stick with this theme with the black text and the white background just for now. So you can go ahead and close out of that box. The first thing that we're going to do is right away we're going to go and we're going to draw an arrow or draw a line, because when we look at a trading card, they are front and back. And so when we go to print this off, we're going to end up folding it in half. But this guiding line, so if you take this line, we're just going to make it straight, or make it as straight as we can, and we're going to come over here and we're going to center it, because when we go to fold this card, you don't want, like how you have here, your text would be on both sides of this line. So when we'd fold it, it wouldn't be on one side or the other. So what I want you to do is to go ahead and with this text box, make it on the right side of this line as well as this bottom one. What I would recommend is on this first side, go ahead and put the name of your god or goddess. If you want it aligned to the top, you've seen these before, you can align it to the top of the box, the middle of the box, or the bottom. I like to make my text box about as big as my font will be. And then for this particular one, because the god or goddess name is more important, I would make sure that you move it up towards the top. And in this bottom one, I would type in created by, and then include your name in this. This font does not need to be as large. So I may make mine about 24. And I'm going to make it black, just that way if I change the background color, it will make sense. And you'll be able to see who it's created by. So as you guys know, in our project we talked about how we're not going to actually include a clip art picture of our god or goddess. We are going to be including their symbol or symbols. Artemis has two symbols. She has the symbol of the deer and then also the symbol of the moon. So on the front of this, you could easily include a picture of that to represent who your god or goddess is. We are creating the construction paper god or goddess that will represent our pictorial image of what they look like. So for those of you who need a refresher, in order to add pictures, you come up here to Insert, and you can come down to Image. And this one you can download from the web, so search the web. So for Artemis, I might type in moon. Very basic. I may even do moon clip art if you don't want like an actual picture of the moon. I would pick something that would seem pretty appropriate, like you can definitely tell if it is a moon or not. I am probably going to go with the more realistic look. So like maybe this one would be a pretty good clip art. And then you just come down here and you click Insert. And then it will add it to your presentation. So I'm going to size mine down a little bit so it'll fit here underneath Artemis. And then since she does have two symbols, I'll go ahead and I will include her second symbol. Not from my computer, but from the web. So I'd search for a deer. I, again, may do just clip art. So I would just take like a picture of a deer. It doesn't necessarily have to be an adult deer. Just be a picture that you think would represent Artemis. I'm going to go with this fawn. So I'm going to insert that in here. And again, I'm going to make it smaller. So we'll go ahead and put these on here. So if you have like the god Poseidon or the god like Persephone, the goddess Persephone, and they only have one symbol, which Persephone only has the pomegranate and Poseidon only has the trident, then you would only need to put that one symbol on here. For anyone who has Hades, please come see me because it can be a little difficult to find his symbols in a form that can go on this. And so since we have the name and who it's created by, over here we're going to include our 5 facts. So we're going to put over here, and you guys can either do this in bullet format, you can do it in line formats, like each line would be a different fact. Make it very appealing. Try not to clutter it too much. So this is where you're going to include your 5 facts about your god or goddess. Please include their role. We'll go ahead and put this in bullets so you guys can see that. And to find bullets, if you can't see them, you click on more, and it's the one here with like the dots. You can change which type of bullet you want to do. Since Artemis often has a bow and arrow, I'm going to include the arrow because I think that's pretty nifty to be able to have that. So you're going to include their role. So what are they the god or goddess of? And then you're also going to include their relationship to some of the other gods. So like I know for a fact that Artemis's brother is a twin sister of the god Apollo. You'd maybe write down like who her father was, who her mother was. You could include anything like about the people who followed Artemis, anything like that. So just 5 good facts. Remember in Google Classroom that I do have a set of websites that you should start with, but please don't have that be an end-all search. So when we get done with this, definitely share it to Google Classroom. But if you would like, once you get done, you can change the font on here. I would make sure that when you do change your font, that you don't make it something that's very tiny. So I would make sure like your 5 facts would fill this whole entire back side. I would not want to have my font be like this super tiny thing that no one would be able to see. But you definitely want to pay attention and make sure that it doesn't go off the slide, because if it goes off the slide, all of this information that's down here will be lost. You can change your background, but just keep in mind the darker the background, especially if you leave your font in black, it will be difficult to read when we print it off. So you can always, like if you want to go for blue, you could always change your font color up here to white so it really stands out against it. You can even bold your words to make sure that we can definitely see them. Have fun, make it creative, make it something that you would enjoy looking at. So good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.